Hello there and welcome to this video for Publisher exercise number 33, and we're going to be covering WordArt in Publisher. So you've probably used WordArt before, but this is a good reminder for you. And then of course also if you haven't used it before, this will be a great introduction to it for you. So you can always just type, you can create a text box, you can type in words, you have the different options to format and change it, but there's also an easier way for you to do it. So rather than you having to do every single step, you can make it so that some of these things are done for you faster. So if I click on the Insert tab and then I go to WordArt, you can see in the text group I can select it and I have these different styles I can choose from, and you can see there's plain WordArt styles and that shows WordArt transform styles. So I'm just going to go with plain for right now. So let's go with this orange one right here, and then of course you can see a box is going to come up and we're going to type in here what we want. Now we're not going to change this because right now it's showing Arial black, things like that. It's going to come through once you push the OK button, the thing you selected just a minute ago. So we're just going to type in computer apps here, and then I'm going to push OK, and you can see it creates it. And it shows that style, or excuse me, the style I chose, it's applied to it. So it's orange, you can see the text looks a certain way. There's lots of things we can do to adjust it. So as soon as you make it, you'll notice WordArt tools pop up, format. There's a few things you can do, edit text. So if I want to change the text, I have to do it this way as opposed to just clicking and typing on it. There's also spacing like you've done before, so very tight if you want the letters close together. And then of course you have some options here with it, and then of course you can also do very loose as well. Remember when you're talking about the kern here, it's the idea of certain letters that are next to each other to create even spacing, it'll adjust it. This one is fine, but you know, it's the idea of, for instance, the A and V, how close they are together, with the top being here, bottom here. So you've worked with that before. If you want to make it even height, so the capital letters and lowercase letters be the same, this is how you would do it, and you can see how it looks here. And I just click on it again to make it go back. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see this better. Of course, vertical text here, the idea of when you push it, it's going to make it go up and down instead, so you have that option as well. And then you also have alignment options, so it could be center, it could be left align, right align, justify, all that, stretch, those options there. Now of course you can always change it after you put it here, so I could select a different style and do that. I can also select change shape, so if you want one of those that were shown, I can go directly here, pick a style I want, and then adjust it here. So all these will change it to a different way. And of course you can get more specific as well. So if you're really picky with it, you could adjust the shape fill, you can do the outline, shape effects, all those things there. And of course the one other thing we really need to cover with this is the wrap text. So this works the same way as you would when you normally wrap text. So if I want it to be on top of everything, I can do that. If I want stuff to be just above it and below it, if I need it to be where it's just the text doesn't show, all those things I can do that. And of course you can edit wrap points as well, which we'll talk about later on more. But those are the different options with WordArt. It's just the idea of making it look nicer, because of course you're dealing most of the time with flyers or public things that you're trying to send out to get people's interest, and so that's why this is available to you. Alright, so let's get started with our exercise. First thing we gotta do is open up Pub 33. So Pub 33. And then we're going to save it, so File, Save As, and make sure you save it to the correct folder. So right now it's wanting it to save to downloads, but I don't want to actually do that. I need to go to my folder and save it. You're going to go to your flash drive or folder, save it. And of course we're going to save it as 33 open underscore your initials. So 33 open underscore your initials. We have our file here. Alright, now the first step we need to do, it says delete the open house and wetlands tour text box. So up here you'll notice it's normal text. We're going to get rid of that. So I click on it, choose delete. You may have to click along the outside edge and of course, and then push backspace or delete, either one will work. And then it says we need to create a new WordArt object. So I'm going to actually zoom in here and bring it up to the top, try to make this as easy for you to see as possible. So we need to create a new one. So I'm going to click Insert tab, and of course we're going over here to WordArt. And it says we need to create one that says Open House, and then create another one that says Wetlands Tour. And it says for each piece of WordArt, begin with the third style in the top row. Let's see if it's what it's supposed to be, which is supposed to apparently be Arial 32-point bold text. So we're going to go with this one. Well, you know, we're going to go with this one right here. They don't, I think it's changed since we've had the textbook. So we're going to go with that one. Second row, first option for me. So it says Arial Black. We're going to change it to 32 because they did say that. And it says we need to name this Open House. So I type that in, I click OK, and it puts the font here for me. And let's move this up here. And then we need to make a new one. So you're going to see the same thing again. So Insert tab, WordArt, and we're going to go with this style. So second row, first column. And again, changing it to 32-point font. And this one is going to say Wetlands, if I can make it so it's visible for you, Wetlands Tour. So Wetlands Tour, and click OK. So we have our two sets of WordArt up here. I'm going to move it kind of just here for right now. All right. So and then it says we need to change each WordArt object, change the font to Times New Roman 36-point font. So I'm going to click on this one, and let's click Edit Text. So click up here, Times New Roman. So I think I can actually just type, nope, apparently it's not letting me do that. Okay, so scroll down to Times New Roman. Times New Roman, and then 36, and OK. And then we're going to do that again. So select the next one, Edit Text, Times New Roman. Mine's a little finicky with shifting down, so yours might be a little bit of a pain here doing that. Times New Roman, 36-point font. And click OK. All right, so we have that selected. It says change the shape of the Open House WordArt so that is a downward arch rather than an upward arch. So we didn't necessarily apply that style to it, so we're going to do that right now. So a downward arch. So let's actually go to change shape over here, and this is what we want, or excuse me, this is the one we want right here. So there we go. Change it to look like this. And then it says change the fill color for Open House to a bright yellow. So let's do that. So shape fill, we're going to change it to a bright yellow right here, yellow. And then it says for the Wetlands Tour, a bright green. So click on that. Change, no, excuse me, shape fill. We're going to go with the green. So Open House Tour, there we go. It says apply a shadow to both pieces. So I have this one selected here. I go to Shape Effects, Shadow. And the shadow we'll choose here is we're going to go with offset left. So let's do that again. So click on Open House. You'll notice that because the arch, it's been changed a little bit for selecting it. Shape Effects. I go over here, offset left. Alright, now, one thing we do need to do, I forgot this step here to tell you, so let's do right now. We click on Wetlands Tour. We need to mimic the other side, or do the opposite, so like this, arch down. So right now ours are looking like this. You got Open House here, has that upward arch. Wetlands Tour has that. We applied a shadow. It says resize WordArt objects if needed so they're approximately 5 inches in width and center them horizontally on the page. So let's do that. So I'm going to click on Open House. And right over here with, let's change that. So we're going to click in here. We're going to get rid of that and push type 5 and push enter. And you can see it makes it much bigger so it's more visible. And then same thing with the wetlands tour. 5, push enter, and then center horizontally as it said. Okay, I think I'm going to get rid of my magnifying glass for a second here so I can actually do this better for you. Okay, so I first had to choose when I went to align it. You can see here in the arrange group, I chose align. I had to click relative to margin guides and then align center. So you may have to do that. I had to. So wetlands tour, I click on it. I click on align. And then you may have to click on this to get these other options to appear, but otherwise align center is what you do. So we have this open house. I'm going to scoot this up a little bit. It's a little bit close here to the other one. So about here. Oh, let me undo that. And there. I'm going to save it here before I go any further, just in case something happens. All right, now it says change the character spacing. Let me get my magnifying glass back up here. Change the character spacing on Wetlands Tour to loose. So I click on Wetlands Tour. And then, of course, for spacing here, we choose loose. And then it says change the borderline color of Wetlands Tour to dark green. So let's go up here to border, to shape outline, excuse me. We're going to go with dark green. So this is more of a bright green. So let's choose this one right here, accent 3 green. And then it says create a new piece of word art that says and place it between the two pieces. So we're going to create a new piece of word art. Let's do that. So insert tab, word art. Let's see here. Use any style and formatting that you think is attractive. So I'm going to let you pick what you think is attractive for this. I think we're going to just go with, I don't know. I'm going to go with a dark gray. So you can pick what you want here. So we're just typing the word and for this one. And click OK. And it's going to go here in the middle in between the two of them. Now I'm assuming we're going to adjust the size of it. Yes, we are. So let's make this smaller. No, I'm going to undo that. So I'm going to click and hold down the corner here, hold down shift, because if you don't do that, it adjusts it. So hold down shift, do it just a little bit more. Okay, let's align it to center. And I'm going to move it up a little bit here. All right. And you can see this is how it looks so far. So this is what you should basically have at the end, of course, and you can choose what format you want there. I'm going to save again. We do need to print this. So you're going to be submitting a publisher file and PDF. So I'm going to select my correct printer, Microsoft Print to PDF, choose print. And then, of course, you're doing the same name for this. So 33 open underscore your initials. And then you can exit out this, and we're going to go here to the next file. So now for this one, it is a little bit different. You are going to create a blank publication. So file, new, blank file. Let's save it here with the name. So file, save as. Browse, of course you're saving it to the correct folder, not documents. And the name that we're going to give to it is 33 WordArt underscore your initials. So 33 WordArt underscore your initials. Now what you're going to do is you're going to be making WordArt objects on this page with the following phrases. So I'm going to type them out for you. You're not going to just type these out. You're going to need to include these as WordArt, okay? So this is one you're going to do on your own. So let me put this here. Okay, the phrases you're going to type are sale, check us out, new and improved, please recycle, good news, and welcome. So you got to put these words here. You need to make a word art for each one of them, and you need to do different formatting for each of them. So I want you to and see how different you can make them. If they all look kind of the same, that's not what we're going for. I want each one to be different. So you're going to do that with word art. You would do that through, of course, the style. So how the shape of it was. Is it arched? Is it not? Of course, the outline, shape fill, spacing. Those things you need to change with it. Okay, and you saw how to do those just a little bit ago in the video. So if for some reason you forgot, go back here in the video by a couple of minutes, see what we did there, so that way you can do it. But you need to put in these phrases. Once you do that, you make them all different word art. You can save it and of course submit it. So let me show you those files again that you need. I should not see normal text here in this file. It should be what you went and the word art that you made. Okay, so for this one, you've got 3 files that you're going to end up submitting. So 33 open has a publisher file and PDF, and then you can see we have WordArt 33 as well, has that too. So you have these 3 files you need to submit, and that is how you complete publisher exercise number 33.